Okay. Calling the meeting to order at 5:15. Okay, Tiger. Why don't we start? We wanted to have an update on capital projects, basically what's on the drawing board, what's under construction, and what do you see coming forward in the near future?
Okay, so I'll give you what so far this season, what we've accomplished, and then what is in play currently, and then we'll go, then, then
Oh, I'm so sorry. Can I ask you guys to speak up because it's hard to.
sorry.
We need to raise the audio.
Sorry, so I'll give you what we started this season, I'll start with what's completed, what's in play, so to speak, what's under construction, and then what is envisioned near the end, and then if there's, some questions, you can kind of ask whatever you got at that
And is
point.
this written down like on a table or is this you're just gonna answer?
I don't have, no, to be honest, I have it all, kind of, I just have basically every project's notes and then and go from there. I didn't actually make a synopsis of it. I can do it after if you'd like, it's no problem.
Okay.
So the first one we had our first local roads paving project is substantially complete. So that was 8 roads, Danforth, Indian Rock, Lantern Ridge, Laurel, Pondview, Reeder, Toby's, and West Hills. The contract was won by it was awarded to FGB for $1,081,704.25, and like I said, they're substantially complete and they're on time and under budget. So they have some driveways left to do, a little bit of curbing, repair, things of that nature, and I anticipate that that's going to be put to bed by the end of June.
That's full paving, right?
That's mill and pave.
Oh, that's
correct.
mill and
Mill and pave. It's a 2-inch mill and then pave after. So yeah, that's like the most expensive model that we have as far as our techniques go for this year. So like I said, that went very well. There was no complaints, there was no problems with any residents, there was no issues with scheduling or anything. Like I said, it's got a couple of driveways that we have to take care of with some curbing. And once the contractor does that, I'll close the contract out. So likely around June 30, that'll get closed out. And then go from there on that one.
We have new contracts with more paving with other people or with them too.
Yeah, there's some state, we have a lot of paving going on this year, so that was, that's just one of the
End of the year.
projects.
Yeah.
I just got a resident email, Peggy,
Thank you.
did,
Yeah.
you tag her up too, and so did Tucker, I think. Loves all the paving, she's so excited, roads have never looked so good.
She said as a real estate agent, she's
Yeah,
got me
that's
yesterday.
right, she's a real
Yeah,
estate.
she said as a real estate agent, she says you have absolutely no idea what it means to bring the resident there or the prospective buyer there and have a great curb appeal, if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
So she said it was so she's been noticing it over her career, we've made some substantial gains. So, and I told her that our PCI is the highest in the region, so we're actually above our peers by several points, if you will, out of 100. So then the next one we had, this one's actually complete. I'm just waiting for the billing. I haven't received the billing yet. This was hot in place asphalt recycling for several local roads. That was Betsy's Lane, Cedar, Lost District from Bonus to St. George's, Loops Woods, and Turtleback Road South. The contract was for $280,750. It's complete. They just finished it a couple weeks ago, week and a half ago. And I'm just waiting for the billing on that. That's actually those roads themselves will get overlaid with a different material. That project is out to bid right now, and so that one they'll either receive an ultra thin bonded wearing course or a rubber chip seal over it. The bids are supposed to come back this Thursday, and they'll go to select them on Tuesday.
Okay.
And then they're slated to come in the July, August range and then coat that and then that'll put those to bed, cause
On the same street you.
same
just
streets,
Yeah,
yeah.
cause if you go, you live close to Luke's Woods, I drive by it, I mean, you'll definitely notice it's been paved, but it doesn't look finished.
No, it's not,
Correct.
yeah, what happens is it becomes like,
Yeah.
it's called an open graded course.
Right.
It's a perfect base for a top layer is what it becomes, and that's to that point, it needs a finish, it needs a finishing coat.
So there are two things about it, the contractor, when they came and did the work on Lost District. The neighbors were up in arms and I think
Oh,
we
'cause
got
they
a
burned.
call.
No, I didn't, but I
Um,
heard about it, I heard from you, Lost District, cause they had to do, no, they didn't do Lost District on a Saturday, they waited to do it, but it just
Waited.
burned, cause it burns a little.
No, because there was no notification, it caught everybody by surprise, there were no letters sent out.
Oh,
So
well,
the
we
letter
did-
sent out, we don't send letters
It's an
anymore.
email, so they need to sign up for the DPW alerts,
Right.
cause all of it goes on the alerts now. Every road that's being paved, if you are signed up for those alerts, you know how, if you go into the alerts, you can sign up for emergency, you can sign up for roads, you can sign
I
up
know.
for.
But most people are not in the mix to
Yeah.
know that.
So we need
They
to
did not
train
know
them,
it.
because it's expensive and time consuming to send letters out, so that's why he's sending those alerts through. I get 20,000 of them.
It wasn't, yes, but it wasn't on the main website as to the.
Yeah, it
Yes,
is,
it was.
it is on the main website.
Yeah, this,
Anything that goes out as an alert goes to the main website, the town's website.
What part of the website was it on?
it's on
Department of
road
Public-
construction,
Road construction.
there's actually on the main website, main page at the
I'm
top,
looking.
road updates.
Yeah,
Road, and
it's a
right
tab,
there,
it
it's a
says
tab.
town hall updates and road updates,
So
Road
what
construction updates, I'm looking at it now.
yeah.
some of the neighbors complained about, it
Yeah.
was the proximity that some houses have to the road. And the fact that the machines were coming, nobody knew what the noise was because it sounded like the lawn care guys were out
Yeah.
next door and it was getting closer and closer. But I was sent some of the pictures, which I'm happy to share with you, and the neighbors were not happy about the fact that they had their windows open, all of a sudden this fog of smoke comes
Yeah,
into the house.
yeah.
So I'm
we-
just wondering, how can we work on
I think we
this?
need to, if you can, I'll again put it in my newsletter. I think we just need to start, we're really trying to get people to go to the website, we're trying to make it very clear, cause the more we.
Get the word out.
Yeah, we're trying to, and so it's just, we're getting more and more people signing up, but it's just, we just need to keep, so anytime you get that complaint as a town council member, like, send them to the website.
Right.
I'm trying to get people to go to the website, because we're trying to make sure everything's there, and that there's a lot of news there, and we want people to start going there, because it's like they're used to not going there, and now, because it wasn't really useful,
Right.
we're trying to make it more useful, cause it's expensive to mail letters and
It's time consuming.
it's time consuming and expensive, and if there's a one-stop shop of, and he does, if they sign up for the alerts, the DPW alerts, they don't even have to sign up for my newsletter, they can just sign up for DPW alerts. They're gonna get a lot, cause he has a lot, but do you get his alerts?
No, I do,
Yeah.
yes, because I was on the emergency system and
Right.
everybody assumes that if you're on one, it gets passed down to the others, and I was.
I did note that in the last newsletter, it was going to be your last unless, because what I didn't wanna do is ask people, we use the emergency system. And I didn't feel comfortable using it long term because it's really for emergencies. But I said, it's this, I didn't wanna pay for an extra like Adobe or Constant Contact, those all have a different fee structure.
Right.
So we're using Everbridge, but it's a separate list from emergencies. And I said the last time, if you didn't sign up within, since this has started, you need to sign up because you will no longer get my newsletter or anything else. So we're gonna be marketing that, like Russ has some big banners in everybody's tax letter, there's gonna be a envelope that says sign up for alerts. And all that kind of stuff, so we're trying to get the word out, but if you guys can help in any way, if you get a complaint.
Absolutely,
Yeah, I mean, it's just not even there, so I put it on the Everbridge, right, which is, so they get an email and a text message.
Right.
Then I put the same posting on the town website,
Right.
on the front page, because it's on the updates. Then I tweet it X, now it's not Twitter anymore, and then an Instagram. So it gets 4 things all in one shot, and then Mike Diamond, he reported on it, and then I mentioned it at the Sentinel Coffee, and then at the New Canaan Coffee, with the road saying that this, and actually specifically for Hot Place, because I was worried about Hot Place,
That was the hard.
because this is the hardest, this, to be honest, it's the hardest one, right? Because you get a little
Yeah.
little singe on the grass, you get a little singe on the trees. So I made it specific at the beginning, to say, using the roads, and this is what we're gonna do, and if you have a problem, let me know. But yeah, we used to send a letter, but I would get the same problem with people saying, I didn't know about it, and I said, I sent you a letter, and they said, well, you know where that letter goes.
Yeah.
Literally, you know where that letter goes. Now Christie, mind you, is stuffing 900 letters, right? With everything that's happening, and then we're mailing it at 50 cents or now whatever it is. And then it goes in the circular file. Help me out a little bit, if you will, because all you have to do is just sign up, you know, and then it gets pushed right to you. And I started with 4 people when we first launched, and I'm at over 1,000 now, so I got 1,000 homes or residents kind of tag, and every day that I post, I get a couple more, if you will, right? So like last week I was at 970, now I'm at 1,001 as of last night, and I'll probably be at 1,005, 6.
But that's not just for you, it's also for you.
No,
It's just
you
me.
get to select, see, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, this is about.
It's,
You
you
can-
have to individually.
And it's on the same page, so you go to sign up for alerts,
Mhm.
you go in there, and then you have like 6 options, so. You always will get, you have to sign up for emergency alerts, that's not an option, but then there's health and human services. There's Parks and Rec, there's me, there's like, excuse me?
There's police.
Police, yeah, there's just multiple options, so if you just wanna be on the emergency alert, that's all you're gonna get. But if you want roads, you can just get roads and alerts.
Right.
Well,
It's
this is
actually-
good, they're hearing it now.
Yes, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think, can I just get the little thing, so I love it, because from a marketing perspective, people get 35,000
Yes.
messages every day, 35,000.
Yeah.
Like of some message of some sort. So even if we think we're doing so much, Tiger, you mentioned all those things, and it sounds like a lot, right? You got the Instagram, you got the tweet, you got the, some people don't have any of that. Some people have one of those things. Some people have so many things, they're not looking at all of their channels, like on an everyday basis. So I really do applaud having one central place. You can pick what you want. And if you don't want to pick it, like, you know, then, and you just want to like find it yourself, well, that's your choice.
Yeah.
There's a newsletter, but I really encourage having one point of like sign up, one point of contact, that you're getting multiple things about the town instead of having to track one from construction, one from here, one from there, because that's just, it's an untenable for people.
So, well, we're trying, because every single time we, everywhere we go, we try to promote the fact of just sign up. And then when people call, Christie's first words are, did you sign up for the alert? They
Yeah,
say,
great.
I said, did you sign up for the alert? It's on the town website. Here, go to this page, you know, stay notified, and then you can click on whatever you need. And then hopefully, eventually, you won't have to tell people anymore. They'll just, everyone will be on it. You know, we don't hit the phone, because the phone is for emergencies only. It's just email and text. So it's a soft hit, and I've had people email me or text me immediately after sending, so I know they get it and they've got questions. So I know that, you know, if they've got a question, I get it, you know, you know, I've got we have a wedding, you know, are you gonna be on my road during this wedding time, you know, those kind of things, the ones that really matter, if you will, because that's when I usually, when the letters went out, that's when I would get back.
But you told me Tiger is getting fewer calls
Oh, yeah.
from residents since he started doing this.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So it's
exactly.
like he's not getting the you know, so I mean, I think that's good because
Yeah.
people are informed
And
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 Yeah,
I would just suggest 2 more people or 2 newcomers, make sure newcomers is telling it to people that are
Okay.
coming in. It's an easy thing for them to tell people. And
Yeah.
Samantha Loomis is one of our greeters, like, so she's not part of newcomers.
oh yeah, I know who she is.
Yeah, she greets people who are coming in. She does breakfast with them. I think as one other person that does it, they can easily tell people you need to sign up for this.
Okay,
yeah, I reached out to Stephanie Bradley, last year.
Yeah, I don't- she's
I don't-
What we're doing.
It was last year, I reached out last year, I didn't reach out this year, but I can reach out again and say, okay, can you help, just as another avenue.
But give them the, whatever it is, instead of.
That's a good idea, no, Rita, that's a great idea.
Give them a piece of paper or whatever.
Yeah,
Samantha, I'm connected with if you want me to let her know, whatever.
that would be great. That'd be great.
She would be happy to do that. Anyway, just this, and we're off track a little bit, but I think that's really important.
And Russ has all kinds of paper stuff, so if she needs any of that, he's got like, I don't know what he's got a whole marketing thing planned.
So then, excuse me, so the next one was Banco Pool. So Banco Pool, we bid that, came in at 286,330. It's complete, looks very, very nice. I don't know if you've had a chance to go down and take a look at it, but that again was, they hit their timeframes exactly. It was Burns Construction, it was their first time actually working in town for the town. And they hit every marker that they had. They started on time, finished on time, the pool opened, no problems, no questions. John and his staff were happy, and like I said, so it was on time and it was under budget. So I have to give them credit because they've got a couple others that they're working on now.
Are they doing parking lots?
That was the Benco Pool parking lot, and then the sidewalk going into the pool was asphalt with an asphalt curb, and we like to have granite next to a sidewalk that's adjacent to the road. So we put a granite curb going into the pool with a concrete sidewalk that's now 5 feet wide, because before it was like 4 feet down to about 3.5 feet. So it's tough to walk with children or a stroller or whatever you had for, stuff you're taking to the pool. So now we made it a standard 5 feet with a granite curb, so everybody's protected to get into the pool. And I think it looks really nice if you go take a look at it. They did a really nice job finishing the project itself, so.
And then we had them finish Lapham Road too, because you know how the.
That's coming, they haven't done that yet, but they're
Right,
coming,
okay.
but that's, part of it, to be honest, point was the Eversource trench for gas to Lapham Community Center is in Lapham Road, and Burns gave us a price because they were close by, a very favorable price to do that work, and that's coming up.
Are they doing the road or
They're
starting?
doing one road. The road itself is it's in one lane, so it's in the northbound lane of Lapham Road, smack in the middle of it is this trench. And Eversource is responsible for the restoration, they're gonna pay us and we're paying Burns for it, so Eversource, I have a walk through with the Eversource gentleman either tomorrow or Thursday. I have to look at my calendar, I forgot which one it was, what we scheduled that.
Okay,
To go over that work. And then East School. So we bid out the paving of the East School Circular Drive, which is the front driveway where the buses drop off. And then Little Brook Road itself, Burns won that bid at 464, 387, 35. They've started the work. They did the sidewalk from the parking lot to Clapper Hill Road at present. They're done with that. The school allowed us to do that work even though school was in session because we were kind of far out of the way. And we worked around their schedule for events and what they had, and they've done a nice job. So if you actually drive down Little Brook Road, you'll see this new sidewalk, and we actually increased the parking area a little bit by creating a little bit of a bump in, if you will, because they were parking on the grass, parking on the sidewalks. So now we've given them about another half a dozen standard spaces along the edge of the road. And then the curb comes back out to the normal edge of road and then to the end of Clapper Hill. So that project now is on hold until Monday because school will be out of session on Monday, and they'll restart Monday and do the circular drive. They've got some curbing to do and some sidewalk repair there, and then they'll pave the circular drive and then mill and pave Little Brook. We have to wait for Aquarium Water to finish a tie-in at Little Brook Lakeview at 123. And then they'll pay it, but they can't go do that until there's a 36-inch water main needs to be tied in. The piece that's on Little Brook and the piece that's on Lakeview have to be tied together. And then they'll come back in and Aquarium will restore that area that they disturbed, but the state didn't want it to work there in other places, so they paused that portion. So once they do that, then we can come and do our road. And that, I anticipate they were supposed to start that on Monday, they pushed it for a week, and they should start that stretch, and that's only about, they said 7 to 10 working days. for that. It's at night, so it shouldn't disturb, it'll disturb a couple of residents who are right there, but other than that, it shouldn't disturb anybody.
So Tiger, I
Sure.
don't wanna be rude,
It's
but
okay.
we only have till 6 o'clock.
I'm trying.
No, so what I'm thinking is, can you do a summary of the roads with whatever information you wanna share with us in terms of bids or completion?
Okay, so, well, I'm trying, so West School will be, they'll be paving West School this year, Burns will, along with some additional sidewalk work and some additional curbing that's there. That will start on the sixth, on Monday as well, and then run through the summer. The train station at Elm Street, that one will be done by American Pavement. We just awarded that contract, we're waiting to come back with scheduling, gotta work with the DOT, rails on that, and we're looking to do that during the summer. And then we already chip sealed Locust Avenue, the lumberyard lot, the eastern portion of the lumberyard lot. And on June 24th at present, FGB's in and do a 2-inch overlay over both parking lots. And that'll put those to bed, so the Locust lot and the lumberyard lot will be put to bed. That was two contractors working on that, so you have chip seal contractors, Seymour Seal Coating, and then Seymour Sealing, and then FGP was the contractor for the paving itself. So sometime in the late June, that'll be completed, and it'll be striped right after. Safety markings has already put on notice that they need to come in within 7 days to finish that. And then we put out a micro thin overlay project. Indus was a low bidder at $1,088,434. This is for Apple Tree Lane, Bald Hill, Fox Run, Journey's End, Partridge, Pequot, Ramhorn, Rilling, Turtleback East, Turtleback West, Turtleback itself. So those will be all taken care of. And then
When is that scheduled to be?
that's slated, they're gonna come in. So they come in for the crack sealing portion tomorrow, and they'll crack seal our local roads, so I'll go over those in a second, and then they'll come in to do the micro thin overlay third week of July. And at that point in time, the cave sealing contractor will come in as well, because we're cave sealing Benedict, Evergreen, Laurel, Turner to Thrush, and Old Norwalk from Maine to Cecil. As well as Onus from Greenlee to Clearview, and Valley from Ferris to Hickok. So the cave seal contractor, the chip seal contractor will come in first for that, and then the micro thin overlay will go over the top of it. So I anticipate that everything will be done by the end of July, early August. We try to wait for July 4th because people start to leave, because this is one technique where you need about 20 minutes to let it gel, if you will, set before you can drive on it. And so there's about a 20-minute delay. So if everyone is on vacation or not at home, it's a lot easier to manage every single driveway, if you will, and everyone trying to get out of their cars. So that's the only caveat with this work. The chip sealing one, he comes in, he does it, it's almost instantaneous on a roadway, you can drive on it. The micro thin needs about 20 minutes, and it really is weather dependent. If it's hot, it goes easier. If it's humid, it takes longer. If it's wet, it takes longer. If it's dry, it's faster. It's really, it's a chemical reaction that they have with the environment, and they tweak it as they're putting it down. But so those will be done in July, August. And then and then we're looking at the crack seal portion. We have quite a few roads being crack sealed, so
It's a long list.
it's 37 septic sections, but Barnegat, Beacon Hill, Bennington, Bickford, Borglum, Bowery, Colonial Road, Country Club, Dance Highway, Deep Valley, Dunning, Forest, Hanford, Hemlock Hill, Marshall Ridge, Ogden, Prairie Hill Lane, Pastures, Rickawam, Salem, Skyview, Sunrise, Thurton, Twin Pond Valley, Wakeman, Wells, Wellesley, and Willowbrook. So that's the crack seal portion. It's about it's a good amount of roads that some of those roads are at the majority of those roads are at their 5-year mark. So they get crack sealed at 5, and then They get crack sealed again at 15, but the majority of these are, yeah, some of, well, let's go, the majority of them are at their 15-year mark, if you will. I said 5 and then 15. And we'll go from there at that point, but that seals up the road again for another 5 years before we have to do something else to it. So that kind of takes care of all the road work that we have going on for the year itself. We awarded a contract for the sidewalks on Old Stanford Road from Park Street to Bristow. And the contractor in the state today, Peter Long, won that bid at $180,484. That work is pending. We need a DOT permit. They need to close the DOT permit on the sidewalks on 124 from Heritage Hill to Parade Hill. Once they close that permit, they'll open this permit. So we had a final inspection with them today. We have a couple of punch list items that they'd like us to do, and then we have to sign a maintenance agreement, if you will, because there's some granite curb and some other things that they don't take care of the right way. They don't take care of the sidewalks either, but we have to sign a maintenance agreement that will take care of the sidewalks and then the granite curb, since it's a material the state doesn't necessarily use. That it's a standard maintenance agreement that we've signed in the past. So once we sign that, finish the punch list items, they'll release the other permit, and then this contract can start. And this one we want to finish before the Bristow Centennial.
What side of the street is it going on?
Just going on the northern side of the street, so as you
This
come up,
doesn't go to,
this doesn't go.
this doesn't go to what's her name's house. This is stops at the Bristow, so it comes from town to Bristow and no further. So it will not, this is not her,
No.
gonna go by her house.
So is that where it ends or
It
is
ends.
it rest?
And this,
for right now.
it was 2 phases. This
Yeah.
was the first phase, that's where we're stopping. So it gets us to destination, which is what we wanted, and then the pull-off parking area, which is what we wanted, because people are parking like grass for us. So it gets us to destination at Bristow. If you're in that area, you can come and walk that sidewalk, and then it ends at a pull-off parking area for 4 or 5 spaces.
The pull-up parking area is at the Bristow?
It's at Bristow, it's off
Yes.
106 at the entrance to 106.
So that doesn't interfere with the little shed or house that's built? What is the water company?
No,
Oh,
that's-
across the
that's-
street and it's
that's-
further down,
That's our pump station.
pump station.
That's the pump station is further down the road.
Okay,
So it's the parking area stops,
Before
200,
the,
300
yeah,
feet.
that pump
before
station's
that pump
after the
station.
pump curb, I think, isn't it?
No, it's
No,
usually
right
curb.
before.
Or it is too.
Yeah, it's right next to the nursery school.
yeah,
It's at the end of, in essence, at the end of the Bristol property, but this parking area is
On the other
the
side.
skinny part of Bristol Park.
and are you also putting a guardrail
No.
along the curb? No, nothing?
Nothing, no, there's the majority of it actually has a snow shelf, if you will, and it's not adjacent to the roadway, but we're not, at that location, we're not putting any guardrail. So like I said, that'll start hopefully within the next couple of weeks, let's say. The contractor's got a little bit of work he's gotta do from the playhouse and elsewhere, and then he'll attack that. And we have a substantial amount of time, we have, 2.5 months at that point in time to finish the work, shouldn't take us that long.
So I'm assuming because you're putting in the sidewalks that you're also accounting for crosswalks?
There's no crosswalks at that location, so to get across the street at present, if you wanna put in a crosswalk, I've gotta ask the state, it's a state road,
Right.
so I'd have to ask for a mid-lot crosswalk. That would be a subsequent phase, if you will. The only other thing we have in play is the intersection of Park Street, 106.
Right,
That's more on traffic calming, and then pedestrian, able to kind of tie in
the crosswalk.
Bank Street with Park Street with Old Stanford Road with it's Whitney, I think it is Whitney or Leslie Lane, that area there, so that's incorporated in, that'll be a subsequent project, but that's the only crosswalk that we have at present that will get people across Park Street. If you were at Lee Fair condos, say, you could get across the street to get to Park Street and then get to either go into town,
Right.
go to Mead or go to Bristol.
No, that's a safer place because you don't wanna do it on the curb or when cars are speeding in the middle of the street, so
Right.
going to the corner is a much safer
Right,
place for
so that's, yeah, so we had that designed by Basis DeAngelis, and then we had Fuss and O'Neill review it, so, and then the state obviously reviewed it as well. And that permit is in the exact same phase that the other one is, it's ready to be let, the moment we have a contractor, when we have a contractor, we can get a permit, they won't get a permit without having the contractor be able to sign for it. And then the only other thing we're working on is we have nothing.
I'm sorry, Tiger, can you speak up again?
Sure, sorry, yeah, the other thing we have is that we have the phase 4 for Bristow itself, the master plan of Bristow. So this was for some additional minor trail work, a spur trail with a grotto, if you will, kind of an area of reflection. Some additional plantings in and around the pond. And then some connectivity. We combined this project with a compliance project that we needed to do from Mead Park down to the baseball field in the back. So there's will be a flexi paved walkway, access road, at least an access road to the baseball fields, and then a walkway to Bristow itself. Flexi pave is supposed to be here June 21, and then do that work. And then once they do that, we'll have access into Bristow, and we'll be able to wrap that project up, because the rest of the work inside the park has been completed. It's just this portion that's rest, so the road, the walkway, access road is already graded out, everything's ready to go. It's just a question of putting the top coat of flexi pave on it, and then that'll complete all the phased work that we had for Bristow, basically the 4 phases of Bristow work that we've done over the past 4 years to get ready for the centennial in September.
Did the graffiti get cleaned off or?
The graffiti got cleaned off the benches and the patio, and then the walkway, we flipped the boards. Because it was inside the wood crates, we really couldn't get it off, so we just turned the boards over and called it a day at that time, so it's clean of graffiti in Bristow. And then we're trying to, any other area that we find that has graffiti, we're trying to knock it down of the day that it's noted to us, we're trying to take it down that day.
What was the approximate cost to clean it up?
Just like, I wanna say it was 1,200, might have been 2,400, I forgot.
Okay,
To be honest, I forgot where it was, but it was very limited.
okay,
Yeah, you're not gonna remember, it's like, I think it was like $1,200 to do the work, to be honest, with you. It was not a lot of money at that time. Still $1,200,
Yeah.
but it wasn't what we originally anticipated, right, it was not, it was much less. I didn't even put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I know you signed it, and I've got 1,200 in my head, but I just don't want it was either 12 or
That's fine.
24, I just can't remember. But that's been done, and then, like I said, wherever
Who did that? I can go back and look at my.
Peter Lonnie did it, he had a subcontractor do it for him.
Oh, so I would sign the line.
Yes.
Because we get, on our board of selectmen agenda,
yeah,
it's not to be voted on, but it's anything under $10,000 that I sign off on, there's a listing of everything.
Yeah. but just to clarify, when you said who did that, not the graffiti, the
No.
cleanup.
No, exactly, yeah. So yeah, so like, like I said, we've had other areas that have been hit, we've been taking care of those, the moment we notice, the highway department goes out, our department goes out and takes care of whatever we have problem. Cause our thought is to, if we get rid of it immediately, it lessens their voice, so that's the thought.
Yeah.
And then the only other one that we have that's in play, if you will, is the Saks basketball court reconstruction. This is donated funds from the Saks PTC, sorry, and the BOE, and did that one exact same thing. Can't start that work until day after school, so that's Monday. The contractor will come in, and he's gonna jump on this immediately because he has to mill it, pave it, and then it has to sit for a minimum of 3 weeks before we can coat it. So he has to hit this one right away, so he's gonna come in and hit this one right away, and then it'll lie fallow, so I'm just telling you now, that so people say anything. I'm gonna let the PTC know as well that it has to remain for 3 weeks so that the pavement oils leave and then they can coat it and it can come.
Can people use it in the meantime?
There won't be anything on it, so.
It's just blacktop.
It'll just be blacktop, so we won't be putting the nets on it, right, it'll
Okay.
just be blacktop at that point in time. Rather have it that way, because it's still an active construction site, it's still under his insurance, so if we allow people on it, then
Right.
somebody God forbid gets hurt, I'd rather not, so we'll just keep it run with construction fencing and not, open it, if you will.
Tiger, are we gonna do the work on are you gonna be doing the parking lot and the sidewalk fixes at the same time beyond the basketball court?
No, there's no stacks.
There's nothing at Saks at present for sidewalks or
We're paving? That parking lot looks awful.
that parking lot is slated for next year. Yeah, we had to get rid of west and east and.
That's a Board of Ed budget,
Yeah,
that's Board of Ed budget.
but we had to get rid of those
Is
two
there no
first.
option?
No, I know, I thought it was on the list. Honestly, I thought it was on the list.
It's in their capital budget, it's correct. When I
For
talked
next
to-
year.
When I talked to Sean and Scott, priorities were west and east. And at the time that we got all these out to bid, everyone started being full. So because everyone paved their school parking lots in the summer.
Yeah.
We were able to get 2 of the ones that we really needed to get rid of and then come back and attack.
Yeah, we were having, this was a conversation, just so you know, we had a conversation at the Board of Selectmen because we had a couple bids where we only got one bid, and
It's only one bid.
we got one bid, and so we had a conversation at the Board of Selectmen, because other towns like Greenwich, they go out to bid for a town contract for cause we're finding it's like, he can't necessarily always get a contractor, so it's a conversation to have long-term as to, do we wanna sign like a 3-year contract with a contractor? So that we can guarantee that they will be here to do the projects instead of doing what we're doing this kind of
Yeah.
piecemeal and we don't always get somebody and then we have to put things off because we can't get anybody in here. So it's just, Tiger off the summer, cause right now this is his busy season. We're gonna talk about this for next budget cycle, cause I think it's, it may not be the right thing to do, but at least we should have the conversation, cause other towns do it this way.
Yeah.
Paving?
Yeah, I think it's worth talking about because we're always gonna have paving, we're always gonna have this
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly, so
Not
why
like
not
we're
get
doing
guaranteed? Yeah,
So why do this? And of course, you don't want to do like a 10-year contract, but if you do
Right.
like a year contract that you're just constantly renewing and you're just reviewing, and then maybe every 3 years you do the bids, then it's then it's also guaranteed for them, and maybe they'll, they have an incentive to give you a better price too.
Right.
I would
Right.
assume.
That's what happens, is we have contractors that, they say, I've gotta go here, right?
Yeah.
I've gotta go here, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I can be the guy where they've gotta go to, right? So it's a question of that, I can't come to you now because I've gotta go here because he's got an annual contract with that town. And then, and it's a negotiated price. Every year, obviously prices go up, there's certain things, there's certain ways to cover. So asphalt is relatively easy because it goes by the emulsion, what's in the asphalt that drives the price, so you kind of can understand what the prices were and what the commodity is at present, so you have a delta between the two. The state has a very good formula to calculate that and determine what the asphalt adjustment would be based upon the material costs. And then it just comes down to the contractor's labor costs, and that's a negotiated price that comes about each year, and each entity can separate, if you will. If the town's unhappy with the proposed increase, if you will, from the contractor, the town can say no joy and go back out to bid at that point in time. But it's worthy of a conversation. We've had the conversation at times in the past, but it's never taken legs. We've never gotten even to this point, if you will. So I think it's
Yeah,
worthy.
so I definitely think it makes sense. Here's what's a bummer. We're gonna have this beautiful court that we're gonna do. People are gonna take pictures. They're all gonna be flocking there, and we're gonna have a crappy. I mean, I walk through there every time. It looks like this should be in the urban out areas. It's terrible, and you're gonna have that juxtaposed, all the cracks and everything, to this beautiful basketball court. And I understand why we're not doing it and it's been put off, but honestly, the optics are just gonna be too bad. Like, it's very, very unfortunate.
Well, the following year it'll look beautiful, so.
Yeah.
But
Take the pictures next year.
You'll give everybody something to talk about.
And then after that, the only other, the, for sidewalk work we're looking at is, Putnam Road, sorry. Sorry, the only other work we're looking at is, never has problems, alright, is Putnam Road. Cause we have, some money to, for maintenance, if you will, some replacements of existing walks. No new walks, just, replace of existing, and our thought is to, our goal was to come up Putnam and to Surrey, so take care of all Putnam and Surrey.
But when you're
Yeah.
taking care of crosswalks or what?
Oh, yeah, but there's other work, yeah, that's just the substantial amount, then I've got maintenance work in and around the downtown. Crosswalks, you know, other things that are going on, those are larger contracts as well. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you,
All in a second, it's like
I know, Waving House. What's the story? I know the women's bathroom is locked, so you can't go in and look at it. How bad is that?
it's not bad at all.
The upstairs?
Those two is.
Yeah.
No, it's not bad, there's some water, so we have some water issues in the
It's
windows.
very,
But the bathroom itself is beautiful,
But
And the
there's no way
floors.
to get in. I tried getting
they
in.
haven't opened it yet.
we haven't opened
We have
it
to
in a couple-
redo the floor.
We haven't, right, that's all we've
The
got,
floor.
we gotta redo the floor and then we'll open it, but it's just really like
Yeah,
a bunch of
but it's
stuff.
gorgeous, I have to tell you, man,
If
what's.
you wanna walk through it, we certainly take you through it, it's
Okay.
beautiful.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
Thank you. So what about the elevator?
The elevator, he's gonna, has to do a probe in from the attic that we approved, a short while ago. And he'll come in right after he's done with the playhouse. So he's gotta finish the playhouse, he'll be in, leave it's the 25th and 26th at the Waving, get the measurements he needs, and then, they'll finalize the design for the elevator. And then, go, manufacture the elevator, we'll be back in, January, February to,
I'm
the
assuming
installation.
that there is no modification required on the staircase.
That's
Okay, and the elevator will not be servicing the basement.
right. No, it's not.
So where is all the furniture being stored?
The furniture is where it's always been right now. It's either in the library or in the billiard room.
Okay, so those rooms are not gonna be open to the
But that's
public.
not
or
what we
use?
call, that's the recreation department's call. You know, we're looking at trying to find another location to put those in so that they can get those, but that's not my goal.
Okay, and my understanding is that the bathroom, what is now the men's bathroom near the kitchen, will become a changing room
It's a
or
family.
a family room. So where's the staff in the kitchen going to go to the bathroom?
They
Is
can
there
go,
another bathroom?
no, but they can go in the family room. The family room's unisex. At that point in time, it's not a men, it won't be a men's bathroom, so the
Okay.
staff in the kitchen can actually, now the women wouldn't have to walk down the hallway,
Right.
right? They could just go straight there.
Okay.
It'll be a compliant
Okay,
family. So
Okay.
changing table, you know.
okay,
that-
water infiltration into the building. Has that been resolved?
Not at present, we have Hoffman Architects is coming in to do an analysis. They are supposed to start this week on their envelope, they're an envelope consultant. And then they'll come back and give us a report sometime within the first, second week of July. And then we'll have a path forward at that point.
Okay, Cinema Lab is scheduled still to open June 25th, 26th?
I think it's the 27th, yeah, they might have a couple of events, 25, 26, but I think the opening is 27th.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed that. June 27th, yeah?
7, I believe is the date, yeah, we're slated to try to hand over the building shortly before that, and they've got some training, and then they have a couple of things that they've gotta do. That they have a couple of events that they're planning.
When are you planning on doing the sidewalk and finishing it up?
The front part of the sidewalk will be started tomorrow, so the part that's adjacent to the building will be started tomorrow. And then the exterior part, once I get all the moving pieces out of the building, then I can do the front of it, but I can't really do it all right now, because it's just, there's too many people moving in and out of there, too much going on to try to actually take that sidewalk out of service.
Okay,
So do the front piece, first 5.5 feet off the building or so, and then the rest of it will bump out. That shouldn't take that long, it's about a week to put the granite in and then do the to the brick. We're able to do every other building, say like in front of Le Pen or Elm, one restaurant, one frontage a day.
But are you bumping it out in front of the movie theater?
Yeah, so if the parking, the no parking area, I gotta go.
Okay.
Todd just texted me, but yeah, we're what, so the no parking area, we can take now of service.
Okay, we're gonna adjourn the meeting at 6:02.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sorry.
That's okay, we'll continue.
Thank you.
I guess the board finance chair saying.